This week, 91 years ago, September 27, 1933, Joycelyn Shrum was born in St. Louis. Now, years later, the country would get to know her as Kathy Nolan on the hit show The Real McCoys, which was just a part of a long show business career, stage, screen, television, that, as she told us from her home in Los Angeles, was a career that started, well, pretty much from the start.
First on the stage at 13 months, a little over a year.
She was born into a show business family, which was regularly performing on the Golden Rod Showboat, and she became part of the troupe.
It was anchored in St. Louis by that time. For a period of time, we lived on the boat, but most of the time we didn't.
She'd continue performing various roles in the regular melodramas throughout her childhood and teenage years.
It was a good foundation for me. It was, I guess, the beginning, and the lessons that I learned there, I still apply today.
The 1950 census has the Shrums living on Delmar and lists 16-year-old Joycelyn as working 30 hours a week as an actress on a showboat, and she was still going to school.
I did my lessons in the dressing room.
After graduating from Southwest High School, she was off to New York, changed her name to Kathleen, sometimes Kathy Nolan, and started getting work.
I was very lucky because when I left and went to New York, it was really the beginning of, it was mostly live television then. Studio One, Playhouse 90, all those early shows that were mostly out of New York. It was good times. So you had to have some kind of a theater background, I think, early on.
She was back in the theater in 1954 on Broadway playing Wendy in the musical Peter Pan, starring Mary Martin.
I gotta crawl.
And she was part of the historic live television broadcasts of the play in 1955 and again in 1956.
And up you go.
A year later, she was on Thursday night TV as a young wife, Kate McCoy, in the popular sitcom The Real McCoys with Richard Crenna and Walter Brennan.
Oh, what did Grandpa say about the lights in the hen house?
Oh, same.
Yeah, it was in the top 10 for 5 years, so we did very well.
Gee, I'm so mad I could shoot 10 penny nails. You know that tears off my...
It stayed on for years in reruns, and to this day, Kathleen Nolan is still getting fan letters, many from old fans of The Real McCoys, even though she did so much more after that. There was the short-lived comedy series Broadside about World War II nurses in the South Pacific.
I bet you 2-1 Commander Adrian is spying on us right now, just praying that we goof off.
Come on, girls. Goof off.
Yes?
Mrs. Hartman?
Yes.
My name is Jim Rockford. Is my...
You had hundreds of guest appearances.
Yes, I did. And they were very varied, too.
I figure you could be typecast as the girl next door, but I think you could also do the femme fatale, right?
Yes, yeah, there was a great variety then.
And in 1975, she was elected the first woman president of the Screen Actors Guild. Not surprising when you hear the story about how back on the Golden Rod Showboat at age 6, she felt underpaid compared to the adult actors, and one night marched in to see the captain.
Yes, I did. Captain Bill. I thought that it was unfair for me to get 50 cents a night. And I think they were getting $2.50 or something at the time. So I got a raise for everybody. I guess maybe that was the beginning of me being a union organizer later in life. Yeah.
And I read an article about you, and they called you the firebrand union leader.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I think I was.
And still is. Her son, actor Spencer Garrett, brought her to the SAG-AFTRA picket line last year, and she led strikers in an old union song.
I am a union woman, as brave as I can be. I stand up for fair wages and for equality.
All right.
Where's my kid?
As we were wrapping up, Garrett, who was currently shooting a Netflix series at the time, had appeared on an episode of Station 19 the night before, and he joined the conversation.
He was on last night. He was terrible.
I played it.
No,
I walked in the door. She said, "You were terrible last night." I was like, "Oh no, I didn't do a good job."
No.
I played a horrible person, which it seems to be my stock and trade. I play a lot of bad guys.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I play a lot.
When asked about her proudest achievement, well, that's him, her son. And he's just as proud of her acting, her activism. And he's been campaigning to get her a star on the Walk of Fame in her hometown.
I have all fond memories of growing up in St. Louis. It's kind of still my place, you know. I still have friends there. It's very much my home. I think very much so, yeah. I'm still the kid from St. Louis.
Happy birthday to Kathleen Nolan, born 91 years ago this week in St. Louis history. For Living St. Louis, I'm Jim Kircher.